bonus vid.
Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, and welcome back to the Dark Kingdom. Today we are taking a look at Arknights, or Arknights, however you wish to pronounce it. But today is an important day. It is Valentine's Day, a day of friendship, romance, and compassion. We're going to be talking about whether you should play it or not, but don't worry. This is a very positive review, not a negative review at all. I actually very much enjoyed this game as I was playing it. Now, growing up, I did play quite a few of tower defense games, and I strongly disliked them. They were all very boring, and I could not stand them. But Arknights is very different, or Arknights, however you wish to pronounce it. This is a game we've been seeing blowing up all over YouTube. So many YouTubers are playing it, and it's been advertised as a brilliant game, and advertised very strangely, to be honest. I have not seen advertisements this frequent since, well, I don't think I need to mention it. I'm pretty sure all of you know exactly what game I'm referring to. But what is different about this game? What is different about this, and why should you play it? That's what this video is all about. Right off the bat, I can tell you this is a different game. Even though it is a tower defense, it's not exactly a tower defense game. And the characters are very unique, I have to say. Being an anime-style game, you would imagine that the artwork is brilliant. Everything about this game's design I absolutely love. Saying that, is the gameplay any good? As I said earlier, I don't really find myself to be a fan of tower defense games, but is this game good at all? It is not your average tower defense game by any means. Even though it is a tower defense game to its core, it's very different. Nothing about it really feels like a tower defense game, even though there are enemies coming out of a certain hall, then they're going to go down a certain path, and they will try their best to get to your side of the map and cause you to lose if too many of them get there. Same mechanics as any other tower defense game, but you have this mechanic of actually blocking them with a tank type character or a fighter. This is a very interesting mechanic. I have not seen this before in a tower defense game. It was usually just putting characters on certain parts of the map. The enemies could never attack them, and you would put these characters in a certain order, in a certain way, to make them the most efficient, so enemies won't make it to your portal, or your castle, or whatever it is at the end of your side of the map. This would get repetitive and very quickly, because your characters couldn't be attacked. It was just a What does it mean to be in love?
Stop writing pervy cringy poems and finish the video.
So the gameplay in these types of games got old really fast. Even though they were strategy games, not much strategy was actually put into them. You could put your towers in the same positions or different positions. Sometimes it would just be the same regardless. You might last a little bit longer, but in the end you will always die. And this was an ongoing theme for this genre, eventually leading to its popularity declining. But I can safely say this is very different from the other tower defense games I've played, and in a good way too. Instead of idle towers just sitting there attacking moving dots on the screen, your characters will take damage. And if you don't put them in the right place, they will be literally useless. You have to face them in a certain way and place them in a specific area to utilize their talents to their maximum potential. There's even a tank type unit that you can place in the middle of the lane, so enemies have to attack them before they can go any farther. And this can get hectic later in the game, making this probably one of the better strategy games that have been released to date. I can already understand why so many people are playing it. It really is just that good. Tower defense was an interesting concept. Despite tower defense games' high potential, they never really evolved outside of their original formula. But this game definitely takes things all the way up to 10 with tower defense games. If you thought old tower defense games were a little fun, you're definitely going to get more than a kick out of this. Now, as for the story, I don't like spoiling things, but I feel like it's necessary to tell you guys what it's about at least. Now, starting off, you have amnesia. You wake up, apparently you were a doctor, but you're not quite sure what exactly is going on. You're introduced to the main character. She acts like you've known her forever. You're like, no, I don't know who the heck you are. And every once in a while, you will get flashbacks as to who she is. But for the most part, you don't really know what's going on. You're introduced to more of the main characters, and you find out that there is a disease that is plaguing the Earth. But I won't go on to more details because I feel like that's when the story actually gets rather interesting. At first, the story does seem a little copy-paste, because we've all seen the amnesia scenario I don't know how many times in both anime and in games. But once you start to go a little bit deeper into it, you start to understand what's going on, and then you start to see why people love it so much. It's a very charming game, down to its core. But what about the monetization? I know you guys are wondering about that. Now, if any of you know, I've played many games like this before, with the star grades, might be a letter grade, number grade, anything like that. I have played them many times before. This game, it's not really all that different. Right now, the drop rates for rare characters is actually pretty high. And if you're just starting out, they are very rewarding with you. They actually give you a lot of gems to get you a ×10 pack, which gives you a pretty high chance of getting a very high grade character. In fact, the first 10 rolls gives you a guaranteed 6-star. That is the highest rarity of characters in the game. They are giving you for free. So that's enough reason to just try it out at least. But this is a gacha game, and this is where I have to be a little critical. There might be favorite characters you have. You might not get them the first time. You might not get them next month. You guys know the whole deal with that. It's gonna get irritating eventually if you never get the character you're looking for. But let's say you don't really care about who's your favorite character, who looks the coolest, and all that. I have found uses for pretty much all of the characters, even some of the lower star grade heroes I have been using. So whoever you get, they will help you progress into the game pretty well. And since they are very rewarding, you will have plenty of chances to try again if you have not gotten your favorite character, or the hero you think is the most powerful. But saying all that, is this game worth the download? Is it worth all the fuss, the ads on the YouTube? Yes, this is actually one of the first games I'm not irritated by. There are plenty of other mobile games, I will not mention them. There are plenty of other ones that irritate the living heck out of me, because they advertise the game as it's something so great, so unique, so different, but it's not. But this is actually the first mobile game I'm actually on board with the ads. They're right, this game is different, it is fun, it is something that you can keep coming back to, and you will enjoy. This is a legit good mobile game, and a story that's actually pretty good. That's rare in a mobile game. Most anime mobile game stories are boring and the same thing, just copied pasted over and over again. Oh, he's a hero, oh, she's a hero. They're going to be the king or queen, or they will go to distance. It's always the same thing with these anime games. But this one's actually pretty different, and I like the direction it's taking. I love the art style, and I can't wait to play more of it. So if you're an anime fan, heck, if you want to find a good mobile game that doesn't suck, and something that doesn't shove fake ads down your throat in pretty much every YouTube video you watch. The ads about this game have been true though. Although they are extremely frequent, I have seen them all over YouTube, all over the internet. They are right, this is a very good game. It's a legitimately great game. I have not played a mobile game like this since, well, 7 Nights. Most of the other mobile games I've played have literally sucked. All of them. except a few I will be mentioning very soon. Mobile games have been taking an extremely positive turn. This is probably one of the first positive mobile games I've seen, and then some more have been released. I will be telling you guys about those very soon. There are some really good ones coming out, and this is definitely one of them. Go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can play it along with me. It really is a fun game. You won't regret the download, trust me. But alright, it's Valentine's Day and a friend made an interesting request. He said in your next video for Valentine's Day, you should ask everybody what their favorite waifu is. I said it, that's perfect. That's excellent. I love that idea. Mine would be probably Morgan, because I grew up with her as a kid. I loved playing Marvel vs. Capcom. That's when I first was introduced to her. I wasn't a huge fan of Capcom, but after I played that game, I discovered a gold mine of different heroes, ideas, universes, lore. There were so many characters in the Capcom universe that I didn't even know about. I became a huge Capcom fan. I began to collect Resident Evil toys. I loved this universe. I really did. And Darkstalkers was one of my personal favorite games next to Resident Evil. I loved Darkstalkers. I want another one. Whoever is making video games right now, just forget about whatever project you're working on. Make another Darkstalkers game. Please. Do it. You gotta do it. If I was to pick a favorite waifu, it would have to be Morgan, because I grew up with her, I love her character, and she's pretty. So yeah. Morgan. So who's your waifu, my fellow gamers? Or hubbu, whatever you prefer. Leave their name in the comments and spread love to them. And don't forget to spread love in general. Today is Valentine's Day. Spread love to your friends, family, and that special someone. But in the meantime, my fellow gamers, take it easy for me, and please do have a blessed day. Bye.